Hello, everybody. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. All right, let me just get to our place here. All right, so everyone, welcome to, this is the Town Council regular meeting dated February 7th, 2026. This is a statement of compliance with the Sunshine Law. This meeting is being held in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, and adequate notice of this meeting has been provided as required by law. Specifically, the annual notice was emailed to the West Exeter Tribune and Star Ledger on January 5th, 2026. Carolyn, was there a follow-up on that? Because there was no date for a follow-up on the agenda. Did we remail it in? Okay, fine, okay. The agenda and resolutions for the meeting are available at livingstonNJ.org. Certain portions of this meeting will be closed to the public for the purposes of personnel and/or matters as outlined in the Sunshine Law. Decisions made and/or discussed in closed session will be made known to the public at a later time. Notice to members of the governing body and staff: any use of electronic devices during this meeting shall be used solely for the purposes of township business, and any communications are subject to the Open Public Records Act. To the extent possible, this evening's Township of Livingston Council meeting will be live streamed via Facebook at https://www.facebook.com/Livingston Township NJ, all one word. Questions or comments will also be accepted by emailing livcomments@livingstonNJ.org by 4 p.m. on the day of the meeting and share with the council before the meeting. Each speaker should follow the rules of order in Livingston Code 2-15-3. Madam Clerk, the roll call, please.
Councilmember Meinhardt.
Here.
Anthony.
Here.
Vieira.
Present.
Deputy Mayor Baptani.
Here.
Mayor Klein.
Here. Please, if you can rise and join me in a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. I'm sure a lot of people are following the story of the kidnapping, and very sad, and hopefully she'll be returned. So a moment of silence, please. Chief Marshutz, will you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty, and justice for all. Okay, everyone can be seated, please. Essex County updates. I saw Eileen Fishman. Hello, good evening, Eileen Fishman. Welcome. This is Livingston's representative from Essex County, Executive Joseph DiVincenzo. Please let us know what's happening at the county.
The only thing I have for you this evening is about the deer management program, which is taking place at South Mountain Reservation and the Hilltop Reservation. And that'll take place at South Mountain on the 10th, and the reservation will be closed, and the Hilltop on the 12th and 19th of February. That's it for this month.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. We're going to move along to Livingston Police Department officer promotions. If the chief could come on up, please, and lead us in this. I'm sorry, swearing in.
Thank you, Mayor.
Yeah.
I have my own microphone now. I've arrived in life. Can everybody hear me okay? Okay. My name is Gary Marshutz. I have the privilege of serving as the police chief here in Livingston. My first message tonight is for the Jewish community of Livingston. I just want the Jewish community to know that the Livingston Police Department has nothing but love and respect for you, and that is unwavering. And I'll say that again. We have nothing but love and respect for the Jewish community. That being said, I'm going to go forward with our presentation tonight. I always bring a few stats with me when I come to the council meetings, especially when Mayor Klein is the mayor. When Sean Klein's the mayor, he loves stats. So I'm bringing some stats here tonight for you, Mayor. In 2023, I'll be real brief because we have a presentation here with 3 new officers. And I certainly don't want to take anything away from our 3 new officers that are out there patrolling. But real quick, our stats are on burglaries. Now, this includes attempted burglaries, commercial burglaries, and residential burglaries. In 2023, we had 74. In 2024, we had 39. And in 2025, last year, we had 18. So we are definitely moving in the right direction. 74 to 39 to 18. That includes commercial, residential burglaries, and attempted burglaries. Car thefts in 23, we are, hold on, I'm going to have to put my glasses on. I apologize. Cars.
The number's so small
yeah.
you can't see it?
Yeah. We're going down with stolen cars from 35 and 23 to 11 and 11 also in 25. But a lot of this is due to the great work of the Livingston police officers who are out there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They're very proactive out there, but also because of all the technology and all the support that we receive from the Township Council. They certainly give us state-of-the-art technology, and that has given us a lot of help with how we protect the township, especially at points of entry and egress in the township. And also, this is always an interesting stat that we follow as well, eluding a police officer. So that's a pursuit. So in 2023, we had 55 pursuits in town. We don't like that number. They're very dangerous. They're dangerous for the officers. They're dangerous for the suspects. And they're also dangerous, obviously, for our residents. So in 2023, we had 55 motor vehicle pursuits, or eluding, we call it. In 2024, we had 16. And then last year, we were down to six motor vehicle pursuits. So we're very happy with these stats. And I thank you for letting me share them with you. Good. So we're going to share with you a project that our community policing unit has been working on. So on January 1st, 2026, we reassigned a new officer, not new to Livingston, a new officer to the community policing unit, and that's Michael Barrero. Everybody knows Joy Clappel. Joy Clappel's here as well. Joy Clappel has been a fixture in the community policing unit in Livingston for as long as I can remember. So Michael Barrero is now a new addition to the community policing unit, and Joy came in my office. Joy and I have been doing community policing together for a long time. We share a lot of ideas off of each other, and Officer Clappel came into my office and said, boy, Officer Barrero, he's been in the unit for a week, and he's already got some really great ideas for us to work on. And of course, I'm always like, well, I'm all ears. Let me hear it, right? So she basically through the chain of command through Captain DeAndrea, I found out that Michael Barrero wanted to copy a Norman Rockwell painting that is an illustration that basically has the theory of community policing, which we feel like we're all about in the Livingston Police Department. So with that being said, obviously Captain DeAndrea gave him the community policing unit permission to run with this idea, and Michael Barrero, who was in the unit for about a week, and Officer Clappel, they just ran with this project, and we love it. And I'm going to let them come up now and share with you the number of hits that this project has received on social media. But they couldn't do it by themselves. They enlisted a lot of help. So I'm going to call up Martha Ackerman, our photographer, to come up, right? David Feldman from the diner, who's in the photo as well. Everybody knows David. We have the Catano family, right? They're going to come up. You want to come up as well? Michael Izzo. Our community policing officers, can you guys come up for a minute too? Do you guys know how to get in here? Who did I forget? Oh, how can I forget? Matthew, I apologize. Okay, so this group of people ran with this project, and hold on, now I really got to put my glasses on. Hold on a second. I always try to do it without the glasses. I should just give up and accept the fact that it's not going to work anymore. So I asked Michael for a little. Hold on. So I asked Michael for a little summary. Michael Barrero, Officer Barrero, for a little summary of this project. And I'm going to read, I was going to change it around, but Michael, you did such a great job. I'm just going to read your summary. Why don't we put the photos up? I'm sorry. Can you guys put the photos up on the easels? Okay, this is I asked Michael to give me a summary of the project, and I'm just going to read Michael's summary because he wrote a beautiful summary here. American painter and illustrator Norman Rockwell was born on this day, February 3rd, 1894, known for capturing everyday American life. His work still resonates today. To tip his hat to the past, LPD recreated a modern take of Rockwell's iconic 1958 Saturday Evening Post cover, The Runaway. Swapping a red bindle for a backpack and classic shoes for Jordans, our goal was to show that while times have changed, Livingston's strong sense of community remains. The photo was staged last week at the Ritz Diner with the help from the owner, David Feldman, photographer Martha Ackerman, Mount Pleasant Middle School student Aiden Catano. Where's Aiden? You're here? Gotcha. Okay. And LPD officer, traffic officer, one of our traffic professionals, Matthew DiBiase. Livingston's sense of community is still ever present. For 103 years, the Livingston Police Department has taken pride not only in protecting and serving, but is being woven into the very fabric of the Livingston community. Special thanks to the Catano family, Marion and David Feldman, and the entire Ritz Diner staff, along with Livingston Public Information Officer Michael Izzo and photographer Martha Ackerman. Did I get everybody? So, hold on one second. How about a round of applause for them? What a great project. And just for the record, Aiden did not actually run away, okay? So he did not have to be saved by Matthew DiBiase, right? Yeah, I would never run away. You have an Xbox? No? Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe run away. I don't know. All right, so real quick, can we take a photo? Who's taking a photo now? Because I'm used to Michael Izzo taking a photo. You taking a photo? Okay. Do you want to? Yeah, yeah.
Are all three the same? We can't see. Yeah, why don't you?
Can I make a suggestion? Do you want to leave the council up there and we'll pull them all over in the middle? Sure. Right?
And then someone should just hold it.
Yeah, we can hold it.
Yeah. I never thought of that, yeah.
What's the difference between the two on the ends?
Oh, so, thanks for bringing that up.
That's
You
my
want to hold one?
So it's got a filter, it's got a filter on it to make it look older.
I saw it online, okay.
Can you? Well, grab that photo. And I'm just going to get these out of the way. Grab that photo, I'll grab it. There you go. Scary, isn't it? So we have one that's an actual photo, and then we have one that's, what's that, like chat? Filtered, is that what it's called? Filtered. So the filtered one looks more like the original Norman Rockwell, but certainly, obviously, we like David Feldman too. So it's and the everybody in that photo. So we are going to definitely hang them up around the police station and throughout town if possible. But again, it's all about the spirit of community policing, which is very strong in the Livingston Police Department. So thank you to everybody for making this project such a success. How many likes did we get on?
Well, we're up to 54,000 views.
54,000 views. So yeah, all the politicians are very jealous with that kind of attention. So, so we're very proud of Michael, all of community policing, all the officers involved, and certainly everybody who made this successful. Yeah, yeah. And and just so you know, Michael was a sergeant in the Newark Police Department and chose to leave his role as a sergeant in the Newark Police Department to come serve the community of Livingston. So we are very fortunate to have Michael with us. All right. Yeah, I don't know. Good job. Yeah. Okay, yeah, okay, good, thank you. I left my notes, though.
Did you get a copy of those minutes?
Yep, I got them right here. Okay. Let's honor our new officers who worked so hard to get here and to get to this point, to this day, and out on the street serving the community. So first, I'm going to call up Officer Sean Croker. Okay. Okay, I'm going to read their bios, and then they're going to call up their family, and we're going to swear them in. So, Officer Sean Croker, badge number 296, currently holds the rank of corporal while serving as a machine gunner in the 1st Battalion, 6th Marines of the United States Marine Corps. Officer Croker graduated from the Morris County Police Academy, Class 104, in June of 2025. Following the successful completion of the field training program, he was assigned to the patrol division where he's serving on the night squad right now. Officer Croker would like to thank his family for the years of love and support. Officer Croker will be receiving his badge tonight. The pinning of his badge will be from his father, Kevin Croker, who is now just recently promoted to a captain of the Livingston Police Department. I'm sorry, East Hanover Police Department. Thank you. Yeah. Quick story. While we have Captain Croker coming up for this, kind of full circle how everything ties in. I've known Kevin for a very, very long time, but we almost lost 3 officers in the flood and rainstorm, where 3 of our officers got pulled into a swift-moving water, and we almost lost them. And Kevin Croker was in charge of this ESU team, emergency service team in East Hanover. And anybody who doesn't know, East Hanover surrounded on 3 or 4 sides by rivers, so they were more advanced than we were with swiftwater rescue. Now we have since created our own swiftwater rescue team, but one of those officers is with us tonight, also Nicholas LaRocca. Where's Nicholas? In the back. And he'll be up here later on pinning the badge on his brother. So there's a lot of connections here tonight, but we do appreciate Captain Croker now, who made the trip to Livingston during a storm to help us rescue our officers. So you want to call up your family, Sean? And so Mayor Sean Klein is the first one up. We only have 3 getting sworn in tonight, so we're only going to be able to use the mayor, the deputy mayor, and the senior most council member tonight. So I apologize for that, but we did hire 5 additional officers. So in about 2 months from now, we're going to come in with 1 officer for every council member. So, okay. So somebody's going to hold the Bible. And then, hold on, we got to get another microphone? Or do we have another?
You put your right hand, left hand up. Good. All right. You can follow along with me, or is it okay? Is there a mic?
Yeah. Sorry.
You have to wrestle the mic away from the chief. All right. I state your name.
I, Sean Croker,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same
to the same,
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state,
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
I do further solemnly swear
I do further solemnly swear
that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly
that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly
perform all the duties of police officer
perform all the duties of a police officer
in the Township of Livingston
in the Township of Livingston,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Good to have you. Congratulations.
I got one.
There you go. You have 2 minutes.
There we go. Thank you, Mayor.
Yeah.
Sean's assigned to Lieutenant Datz, right? He works for you on nights?
Yes, sir.
Was he on that burglary arrest?
Which one? One at secure space?
The one at Secret Space?
I actually don't remember. One of the 5 we have here.
Lieutenant Datz, lift your hand up. Everybody, he's working a night shift every night for us, keeping us safe. That's our watch, one of our watch commanders at night. That's great. Thank you. Okay, next up is Officer Benjamin Surratt, badge number 297. Benjamin, come on down. We have Deputy Mayor Rutani's with us. Okay.
Thank you, Chief.
Officer Benjamin Surratt attended and studied business administration and management at Ithaca College. Officer Surratt graduated from the Morris County Police Academy, Class 104, in June of 2025. While at the Police Academy, Officer Surratt finished first amongst his recruit class in academics and received the Academic Achievement Award in his class. Out of how many recruits?
I don't remember.
Then you say 4,000. Yeah. Okay. Following successful completion of the field training program, he has been assigned to the patrol division. Of course, they all have to start out working a night shift, and I think he's working for Lieutenant Datz also, right? Yes. That's correct. Officer Surratt would like to thank his girlfriend, Alexandra Cruzado. I did actually practice, too. And his family for the years of love and support. So, Benjamin, you want to call up your family?
That's all right. Perfect. Do we have the oath document?
Yeah, the oath? Yeah. Do we have the oath?
The oath document, was it you? Thanks. Yeah. Just the name. I just saw the name. Yeah. Just who's holding it.
Deputy Mayor Bhutani is going to administer the oath.
Ready? All right. All right, so say I, state your name,
I, Benjamin Surratt,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same and to the governments established in the United States
to the same and to the governments established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
I do further solemnly swear
I do further solemnly swear
that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly
that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly
perform all the duties of the police officer
perform all the duties of police officer
in the Township of Livingston
in the Township of Livingston,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability,
So help me God.
so help me God.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations. Thank you so much. Thank you. Congratulations. Congratulations. Thank you.
Family photos, and then all the recruits have to come back up at the end. Recruits, officers, they're not recruits anymore. No, at the end. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, we only have 3 tonight. We did hire 5 new officers that are going to come in a few months. They have to complete their training first. But last but not least, tonight we have Officer Matthew Peck, badge number 298. Okay. Officer Matthew Peck attended Rowan University and graduated with a Bachelor's of Science degree in marketing. Officer Peck graduated from the Morris County Police Academy Class 104 in June of 2025. Following the successful completion of the field training program, he has been assigned to the Patrol Division, and you're on the other night squad, right? So not with Lieutenant Dats. Officer Peck would like to thank his girlfriend, Maria Leach, and his family for the years of love and support. Officer Peck will be receiving his badge from his brother, Nicholas Rocca, patrolman with the Livingston Police Department. So Nicholas, come on down, and family as well. Oh,
Everything good?
yeah, good. Okay, Councilmember Vieira is here to swear in. Yeah, go ahead. You got this.
Oh, here. Thanks. I, Matthew, swear
I, Matthew Peck, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United States
and in this state under the authority of the people.
and in this state under the authority of the people.
I do further solemnly swear
I do further solemnly swear
that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly
that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly
perform all the duties of police officer in the Township of Livingston
perform all duties of police officer in the Township of Livingston
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
And Mom got to do this twice in Livingston. Congratulations. Yeah, well, I'm going to call up the officers back. Okay. If that's it. Okay, that's going to conclude the police department's presentation for this evening, but I'm going to call back up the new officers, the two captains, so we can take a photo with the Township Council.
There you go, much better. Thank you. Thank you. You're up for promotion.
All right, I'm being told one family didn't get a photo from Deputy Manager Jones. So we were missing a photo, so we need Croker family to come back up again for a redo. Thank you, Mr. Jones, for letting us know that. We got to get you good. All right, just filming the camera. Mayor and council, thank you very much for inviting us here tonight.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. From everyone from the Livingston Police Department who came tonight, thank you for coming. I think that you can see, especially with the current leadership we have now in place and all these best and brightest that come forward every time we're swearing in new officers, you can see why the crime rate's dropping so precipitously. So thank you so much, Chief.
Mayor, if I could, just briefly, I'd also like to recognize, it's always such a proud moment when we swear in such qualified people, but I also want to recognize not only Chief Marshutz, Captain DeAndre, Captain Muller, who together with me are sort of the final panel, but the real work gets done. Lieutenant Collins, Sergeant McNamara, our Human Resources Director, Kathy Baffa. They go through a very rigorous process, beginning with a written test from the Chiefs Association, where we actually have to cut off the applicants at 150 people. It's how many people want to come work here. And they cull it down and conduct rounds and rounds of interviews. And so just a huge credit to the entire department, which is what leads us to such great candidates.
Thank you, Barry. Thank you all for protecting us. We're going to move along to the more mundane stuff. Approval of the minutes, pending any corrections.
Motion to approve.
Second.
This is for January 27th, 2026, the regular conference meeting minutes. We are then going to move forward to public comment on agenda items only.
Open the meeting for public comment on agenda items. Oh, did we vote?
Do we, all in favor? Okay, sorry.
Aye.
All in favor of approving the minutes?
Aye.
Any against? Okay.
Make a motion to open the public comment on agenda items.
Second.
Okay.
All those in favor?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Anyone opposed? Okay, at this time, the meeting is now open for agenda items only. There is a 4-minute time limit per person. Residents can come to the microphone for their 4 minutes.
Motion to close public comment on agenda items.
Second.
Okay. Hearing no more comments, all right, we've closed. Oh, you're coming up, sir? Do you have comments on agenda items? Okay, let's reopen that then. Just your name and whether you live in town.
I'm Everton Scott. I am not a resident of the town. I am the Senior Public Affairs Manager for...
Just so they can hear you on the microphone, is that okay? Yeah.
Hey, good afternoon. I'm Everton Scott. I'm the Senior Public Affairs Manager for PSCG. And Mayor Klein, I want to thank you and the administration and the governing body for your patience and understanding as we look to improve the gas delivery system in Livingston. I knew that you had gotten a couple of complaints from residents and you sent them over to me, and I think we dealt with them in quick fashion. The work it will continue, and especially with the temperatures that we're seeing now, which could conceivably cause people problems in trying to heat their homes. We just want to ask the council for a little bit more patience as we do this, and as we move along. And talking about just the administration, I want to say thank you to Barry, and thank you to Adam for the work that they have done. In fact, with Barry and Adam being in your administration, I worked with Adam, and for example, we've held quite a few of our meetings here in this building, and it was because of Adam and this close relationship. Adam also invited me to come speak at the redevelopment issues for the Livingston Mall, because we have the transmission line that cuts through Livingston Mall. And that was great, and I was really, really thrilled that he asked me, because we had some...
Everton, I'm sorry, is this on an agenda item? Is this...
There's a second portion that's devoted to public comment on any topic. This is for just items that are on the agenda.
Okay, all right. Well,
Mayor, can I ask a question since he's up here?
Yeah.
So since you're up here for PSCG, we're getting a lot of complaints from the town about the bills, why the bills have skyrocketed so high over the last 2 months. Can you give a little explanation as to what happened to why the bills in town? Because it's not something that we can control, but we are certainly getting a lot of emails about what happened to your PSC&G bills.
So it would require a lot more than I can say now. But in short, what happens is that there are two sections to your bill. There's the delivery cost, and then there's the supply cost. The delivery cost is what we control. It's set out in tariff by the Board of Public Utilities. Those rates are capped. You look at the tariff and you can
have to
see
open those
what
doors
those
in the
rates
back.
are.
One door has to remain open.
The supply portion is simply a pass-through from the utility to whoever manufactures the power and puts it up into the grid. That's controlled by PJM, the Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Maryland Independent System Operator. They control the supply of power in 13 states, plus the down in Delaware, down in DC. So that's where the increase in rates that you saw last summer for PSEG went up about 20%. For Jersey Central, it went up about 17%, because not only do we have to buy power to supply residents, but there's also this thing that's called the capacity. And what the capacity is that if we look at the residents in New Jersey, let's say, and we look at what if everything in New Jersey was turned on all at once, how much would the grid operator have to supply to us so that people can keep their lights on and so on and so forth? So that's a capacity charge. So we pay them for what's actually consumed, plus we pay for this capacity. And the capacity auction is where that major driver for that 20% that you see. So again, it's not PSC&G. Although it's on our bill, it's reflected on our bill, and so we have to take ownership for it because it's on our bill. But the fact of the matter is that it's not our doing. That's because of the open market that the BPU goes to procure energy to supply New Jersey ratepayers.
And so the other part of the bill didn't go up at all? The first part that you mentioned, there was no increase in that?
There was no increase in the delivery part of it.
It's interesting because my bills, I think, and others who I've talked to, the last 2-3 months, my usage has gone down and my bills have gone way up the last couple of months. So since you're here, it's unfortunately there's a monopoly sort of between, there's nowhere else to go. But it's a shame because it certainly helps people, especially on fixed incomes.
Okay. Any other questions? Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay.
It's not on the on the agenda.
You're welcome to come afterwards. Okay. Okay. Are there any other comments on agenda items only?
Motion to close.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Opposed? All right, we're going to move to passage of ordinances. We have 3 ordinances for second reading tonight. Madam Clerk, can you please read ordinance 1-2026 by title?
Yes, Mayor. Ordinance 1-2026, creating a new Chapter 129 in the Township Code entitled Electric Bicycles and Electric Scooters.
May I have a motion to open the public hearing?
Motion. Second.
All in favor of opening?
Aye.
Second? Okay. The public hearing on ordinance number 1-2026 is now open. There's a 4-minute time limit per person. Residents may come to the microphone to speak on this ordinance.
Motion to close.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. We may now have a motion to close the public hearing on ordinance 1. Oh, we just did, I'm sorry. This is,
I'll move
I have a
the
motion to move.
motion to
the
move.
ordinance.
Motion to
Sorry, I
move.
have a hard time reading through this.
I'll second
Motion
it.
adopt.
Mayor, discussion?
Yeah, now you can.
Okay. Can I have is there any discussion among the council members on ordinance 1-2026?
Yes, I would like to say a couple of
Okay,
words.
please,
Mayor.
Deputy Mayor.
So this is, I think I mentioned this last meeting. This is really the result of how the community engagement works. And when it gets brought to our attention, we bring it to the closure. Essentially, there is no shortage of modernization. So in Livingston, we continue to modernize with intention. This ordinance brings clarity, consistency, and common sense rules to a rapidly growing category of mobility, which is e-vehicles. We welcome innovations because this is an innovative product. Our community thrives on it, but innovation must come with accountability. This ordinance sets that up. And I must thank Barry, the police chief, and the entire staff on both the offices, as well as this council, to really take a hard look at it. We ended up going through what state passed. We were ahead of it, and we actually adjusted and made sure that our township is safer for mobility. In fact, safer for our families, children, protecting our families and children. That's our first responsibility. This sidewalks, how the e-vehicles operate on them, the clear guidelines, what police can do, what the general public, all the residents can do. It is creating a sustainable structure. And this is why I personally am very proud of it. And I just want to call out Tara Hedeman, and I don't know whether she is here. It started with a conversation and a coffee chat with her. And it just ended up being, one after the other, ideas after ideas. And that's how we arrive at something so innovative, something so forward-looking, that, as I said, protects our residents, township employees, the police. It gives power to the police, as well as creates the accountability on how this new types of vehicles gets operated on our streets. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. I would just also, are there any other comments from other members? I would just say this was even an issue in my own household. My son's been looking at an electric bicycle, and it's worrisome. And we certainly feel a lot better. First, that in our house, we were talking about how that the town was going to be passing an ordinance to help protect all these kids running around on this stuff, and adults too. And then we were happy to see that the state came in for all of us. So it was a good thing. And thanks for all your work on this, Deputy Mayor. Terrific stuff.
Thank you, Mayor.
Madam Clerk, please proceed with the roll call.
Councilmember Meinhardt?
Yes.
Anthony?
Yes.
Viera?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Batani?
Proudly, yes.
Mayor Klein?
Yes. That brings us to the second of three for this evening. Madam Clerk, please read ordinance number 2-2026 by title.
Ordinance 2-2026, amending and supplementing Chapter 274, Streets and Sidewalks, Article 7, Street Openings.
Thank you, Carolyn. Can I have a motion to open the public hearing?
Motion open public hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, the public hearing on ordinance number 2-2026 is now open. There's a four-minute time limit per person. Residents can come to the microphone, please.
Motion to close. Nope. I can measure this.
It's not open? This is open comments or just?
This is a.
No, this is on the specific ordinance.
Motion to close.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No. Okay, may I have a motion to move ordinance 2-2026?
I'll make a motion to move ordinance.
Second.
Okay, do council members have any comments on this ordinance? Okay, this ordinance, I just have a comment on this, is a result of, a gentleman from PSE&G was just here, and they had done a lot of work in Chestnut Hill, and the neighborhood was left in bad shape afterwards, and we got a lot of complaints from residents about what those streets look like. And I'm still getting those complaints, and there's a plan now in place to correct those defects on the streets in the coming March. The work can't be done before that, although there has been some patchwork that was done in the interim. But there's going to be a more complete fix come March. But we spoke to, with Barry helped with this, and with Jeanette Hardaby, our township engineer, and we've come up with a new ordinance that's going to protect the township and basically hold anyone that comes to open up our streets to a higher account on how those streets have to be finished and when they need to finish them in that way. And so it's going to protect us and make sure that we don't have to, some of the streets in Chestnut Hill were like it was pretty brand new that they had been fixed. So we really want to make sure that we protect our streets, and this ordinance helps us to do that. Madam Clerk, can you please proceed with the roll call?
Councilmember Meinhardt?
Yes.
Anthony?
Yes.
Viera?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Buttani?
Yes.
Mayor Klein?
Yes. We are now on to the third of three for this evening. Madam Clerk, can you please read ordinance number 3-2026 by title?
Yes, ordinance 3-2026, authorizing a rights-of-way use agreement with Verizon.
I'll make a motion to open public hearing.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, the public hearing on ordinance number 3-2026 now opened. There's a 4-minute time limit per person. Residents can come up to the microphone, please.
Motion to close.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, can I have a motion to move ordinance 3-2026?
I'll move it.
Second.
Do any council members have any comments on ordinance 3-2026? Madam Clerk, please proceed with the roll call.
Councilmember Meinhardt?
Yes.
Anthony?
Yes.
Viera?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Buttani?
Yes.
Mayor Klein?
Yes. There are 2 ordinances for introduction this evening. Madam Clerk, can you please read ordinance number 4-2026 by title?
Ordinance 4-2026, amending and supplementing Chapter 29, Traffic and Parking Stop Signs.
Thank you. May I have a motion to amend and introduce and reintroduce ordinance 4-2026 for introduction and a date for second reading? Jared advised us that we need to amend. There's a small change in what we had originally we're putting forward, right? Wasn't that this was for this ordinance that we were?
I don't believe so, Mayor.
Okay, so
I'm unaware of any amendments to this ordinance.
okay.
And I'll make a motion to introduce the ordinance.
Okay, thank you.
Second.
Is there any discussion?
Maybe, Mayor, if you don't mind, let's have our manager, Barry Lewis, can I
Yeah,
introduce
just
it?
in summary, periodically, our township engineer, in consultation with the police and the traffic division, review all the intersections in town, and either based on crash data, tickets, et cetera, they make recommendations of additional intersections that are suitable to have stop signs installed. So this ordinance just simply adds some additional intersections to have stop signs.
Thank you, Barry.
Okay. Can I have a roll call, please?
Councilmember Meinhardt?
Yes.
Anthony?
Yes.
Viera?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Buttani?
Yes.
Mayor Klein?
Yes.
And the public hearing on this ordinance will be Tuesday, February 24th, 2026.
Madam, so the second for introduction, Madam Clerk, can you please read ordinance number 5-2026 by title?
Ordinance 5-2026, amending Chapter 306 trees.
May I have a motion to approve ordinance 5-2026 for introduction and fix the date for a second reading?
Motion.
Second.
Is there any discussion?
Yes, Mayor. This is also one of those initiatives driven by an inquiry from an aware resident, and he is in the audience. Rob Kuhn's here. Rob, thank you for bringing this to my attention. Rob saw on his streets and around town the new trees not being replaced. So essentially what's happening is a house comes into the market, gets reconstructed, the front yard mature trees goes away and does not get replanted. And that gradually is removing the shades and changes the streetscape. He was very concerned about that. He brought that to our attention. I know Mayor is very, very passionate about trees, so is the rest of the council. So we started talking about it, and we have unanimous support on this. I think I will first ask Barry to kind of talk about what we are doing here, and then I'll continue. Thanks, Barry.
So the township has, for some time, expressed its commitment to preserving and replacing trees. We have a pretty comprehensive tree ordinance that requires permitting to remove trees, and based on the size of the tree removed, has a requirement to replace trees. The bigger a tree you remove, obviously you can't replace a 30-inch tree in one piece, so you may have to put in 5 new trees. In order to ensure that was done, we had a required posting of a performance bond by a developer, a builder. They had to put up a bond. Unfortunately, the bond amount was set at the amount it would cost us to replace the tree. And what we unfortunately discovered, in part after the gentleman brought it to our attention, we started reviewing the files, was that more and more builders found it more expedient to just forfeit the bond, because it would cost them just as much to replace the tree, and they'd forfeit the bond that would go into our tree fund. So what we've done with this ordinance is the amendment as proposed to be introduced would instead change that to a fee, a performance bond amount set by annually, or more often if necessary, by the council by resolution, with the intent being that we're going to increase the amount to make it more punitive, to be what was intended to be, an assurance that you actually plant the trees, because that's the desired outcome, is actually planting the trees. So that's the effect of this ordinance.
Thank you, Barry. So once again, just to underscore, I think this is where Rob and I had a conversation, and it is the intent of this council as well. Intent is not to really increase the funding of the tree funds. It's not that. It is about replacing what we had to, as much as possible, as close as possible, a tree that really does not change the streetscape. So essentially, it's an inspiration. It should be driven by motivation for a new homeowner or a construction company, as they build it, replace what we are losing, which is what our town is. The character of our town is pretty green town. Go around the streets in the neighborhoods. We have shades, and that's what Rob has always talked to me about. So once again, thank you, Rob. Thank you, Barry. And in the previous ordinance as well, I wanted to add that Jared in your office worked on the e-vehicle as well as on this one. So thank you. Thank you, everybody, for bringing this to the next step forward. Thank you, Mayor.
Other comments? I would just, the deputy mayor pointed out that trees are important. Certainly, I think they're important for the town. It affects the character of the town. One individual tree doesn't seem to make much of a difference, but you cut down, over years and years, all these trees keep getting cut down. It changes how Livingston feels. We have a lot of money in the tree fund right now. If anyone here or anyone at home wants a tree planted at their front yard, you can find on our homepage a request for trees, and we will come and plant trees for you, because we want to re-tree this town, and we have money to do it. So if you want a tree, please let us know. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Councilmember Meinhardt?
Yes.
Anthony?
Yes.
Viera?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Baptani?
Yes.
Mayor Klein?
Yes.
And Mayor, the public hearing will also be Tuesday, February 24th.
Thank you.
Next meeting.
That brings us to the consent agenda. All matters listed with an asterisk are considered to be routine and non-controversial by the council and will be approved by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a member of the governing body so requests, in which case the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered in its normal sequence on the agenda as part of the general orders. Madam Clerk, can you read the consent agenda, please? Resolutions?
Resolution 26-102, endorsement of NJ Department of Transportation improvements. Resolution 26-103, appointment of municipal public defender for 2026. Resolution 26-104, enabling supplemental funding request, Green Acres. Resolution 26-105, authorizing the award of a contract to Jesco, Inc. Resolution 26-106, authorizing the award of a contract to Power Place, Inc. Resolution 26-107, authorizing approval of change order number 1 with Associated Appraisal Group, Inc. Resolution 26-108, authorizing the award of a contract to Rio Supply, Inc. Resolution 26-109, authorizing a contract to Pumping Services, Inc. Resolution 26-110, authorizing purchases under Morris County Cooperative Pricing System. Resolution 26-111, authorizing the approval of change order number 2 with Antonelli Cantor Rivera, Affordable Housing Council. Resolution 26-112, authorizing the award of a contract to R&D Trucking, Inc. Resolution 26-113, authorizing an emergency contract with Cecere Mechanical, LLC. Resolution 26-114, authorizing approval of change order number 2 with Suburban Consulting Engineers, Inc. for Little League Fields. Resolution 26-115, New Jersey iBank form and sale of not exceeding $12,400,000 ponds, PFAS treatment phase A. Resolution 26-116, authorizing the award of a contract to GovPilot. Resolution 26-117, designating area in need of rehabilitation to Planning Board, Block 3000, Lot 1.01. And Resolution 26-118, awarding a contract for professional engineering and planning and evaluating township pool options to Remington and Vernick engineers.
Madam Clerk, you must be exhausted.
Mayor, I'll make a motion to approve the resolutions.
Does anyone want to pull out any resolutions?
Can we, hey, I should have done that before.
I want to pull, sorry, I apologize. I want to pull one out before I ask. You're right. I want to pull out 26-102, so we can vote on that separately, please. So please, let's just pull that out.
Can we also pull out 26-116? We get a little more explanation, please, about that one.
Line number 15.
Yeah, line number 15.
I'm sorry, you want 115 and 102? 15 and 102, okay. So if we can have a motion on the rest of, taking out Resolution 102 and 116, and just the rest of those, please, and then we'll go back to those.
Okay.
Can I have a motion on the rest of the remaining?
Yeah, you need a second. I did motion.
Second? Do we get a second? Okay.
Councilmember Meinhardt?
Yep.
Anthony?
Yes.
Vieira?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Buptani?
Yes.
Mayor Klein?
Yes.
Mayor, do you want me to read the first pulled-out resolution
Yeah,
again?
102, please, thank you.
Resolution 26-102, endorsement of NJ Department of Transportation improvements.
So I would just make a comment on this, that this is, a step in a major transformation of our Livingston Circle. This project was proposed by New Jersey. It was proposed by the Department of Transportation, I think 7 years ago now. Councilman Vera, do you remember? Somewhere about 7 years ago. I mean, a very long time ago, and it's finally, they come back to us every once in a while, and they're telling us it's progressing, but it's hard to keep track of how fast it's going to go here. But one of the things that I was insistent on, and the rest of the council agreed with, was that because there's now going to be, when they finally build this, sidewalks that will make the circle actually walkable, that those sidewalks also should continue down Route 10. Because, with the housing that's going on around Route 10, we do not want people getting into cars every time they want to go somewhere. And there's certainly lots of stores on Route 10, and we want to make the area walkable. And that will help with reduce traffic and make those places a little bit more desirable to live, make them feel a little bit more like a neighborhood. So we were able to negotiate with the state, and they have agreed to include sidewalks all the way down Route 10, to the border of East Hanover. And there was someone here from East Hanover before. I would hope that East Hanover would continue the sidewalks even past there if they chose to do so. But when this finally gets done, and it's not happening imminently, Livingston is going to be a lot more walkable, which I think is something we can all be proud of.
Mayor, to the credit of this council also, if you could recall, they only wanted to do one side. And we pretty much insisted that, I think they only wanted to do the westbound lanes, and we pretty much insisted that,
Sidewalks on both sides.
Sidewalks on both sides. So that was something that we were very successful on.
Good. Yeah, I think that's something that will probably be here long after this council's gone, and it's something that.
I was on that Zoom with you. You said, I'll see you in 8 years or something, 5 years. I think it was more optimistic, 5 maybe.
4 more years. Right. They think it's going to be, right.
It was
So,
a little better. It wasn't 8.
Just to be clear, that we said, well, this is fantastic. These plans look great. How long till we start construction on the circle? They said, about 4 years.
You were incredulous.
I was incredulous. I think Barry was incredulous. We were all incredulous. This is, we work a little faster in Livingston on a lot of stuff than they might. Anyway, so I just wanted to just say that I think there's a lot of good news when that finally does happen. Can we read, so can we have
I'll move it.
a motion to move that
I'll move it.
102?
I'll second it.
Okay. Vote on that, please.
Councilmember Meinhardt?
Yes.
Anthony?
Yes.
Vieira?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Buptani?
Yes.
Mayor Klein?
Yes. Okay.
And Resolution 26-116, authorizing the award of a contract to GovPilot.
Okay.
So I'm a little bit confused by this because we've heard nothing but kind of complaints from a lot of the department heads about GovPilot, about how it was instituted, how there was no service given to the department heads, and they've complained to various people about this, and I don't understand why we're adding $75,800 to this.
Okay, so just by way of background, previously we utilized a company called Spatial Data Logic, SDL, that provided our online portal for GPS information tied to properties and some other things. At the time, we discovered that even though we were paying for 8 to 10 modules covering all different departments, it was really only being used by a couple departments. We, at the time, reviewed a company called GovPilot, who has been up and growing for a number of years. It was introduced first at an initial meeting to all the department heads. All department heads were given many opportunities, encouraged to contact. They had plenty of available training. Some availed themselves, some did not. We did not finally pull the trigger and actually switch over to GovPilot till nearly 2 years later. At the time, there was some resistance by some department heads who were very comfortable and had used SDL for a long period of time. I think we've worked through most of those hurdles. Admittedly, the rollout and implementation probably could have been handled better in hindsight. That having been said, we've been on GovPilot now for 2 years. This is a renewal of that product. In the interim, any thought of potentially switching back to SDL was taken away because GovPilot bought out SDL, and SDL is now merged into, and the new company continues, and everybody's being rebranded and reissued with the GovPilot product. Overall, again, I think there were certainly some hiccups along the way, but I think it's a good product. I think the departments are finally getting on board. It is being utilized by I think increasing number of departments, but will eventually get up and running. And the beauty of it is it integrates them all into a single portal where anybody, including the public, can look up all kind of things tied to property. So admittedly, there were some issues along the way, but I think certainly it's my recommendation going forward that we've committed to GovPilot, that a lot of those problems have been worked through. And again, SDL is no longer an option in any event.
Any other comments?
Mayor, I have a comment, because I think one of the major issues was some resistance. Nobody likes something new, and I think the SPL was very easy to use, and people were very just used to it. However, I do want to thank Barry Lewis and Adam Lerner, because they got us through the phases of GovPilot. And as Barry had said, SPL has now been bought out by GovPilot. SPL no longer exists. So actually, thanks to Barry and thanks to Adam and their staffs, we're years ahead of now other towns who now have to switch from SPL to GovPilot. We're already on GovPilot. We've been doing it for 2 years, so I just want to thank you guys very much for that. SDL.
So, Mayor, a quick question for Barry. It sounds like this is a transition thing, right, from one product to the other. And if other towns had not gone to GovPilot, they would be transitioning. And that would be because one company was bought over by the other. How much we paid because we are ahead for the transition from SDL to GovPilot because we want to be ahead? And also how much service we got from them?
I'm sorry. I don't know if there's fees or what people are associated. I do know the fees for GovPilot and new clients they're bringing on board are higher. We were sort of grandfathered in to an older fee structure. We went from SDL, which at the time I think the last time that we actually paid SDL was closer to $100,000, so it's more than what we're paying GovPilot now, and that was 3 years ago. I mean, as far as comparing what new towns are paying, I don't really know what they're paying, but I do know that the new price scale is higher than what we are because we're an existing client.
And the second part of my question was how much service we got from GovPilot to transition.
I am privy to and have been on more meetings than I care to remember, both virtual and in person. GovPilot, and I've reviewed email correspondence. When I heard concerns raised by department heads and I spoke to GovPilot, they were more than prepared to show me a lot of correspondence where they had reached out and they had offered. And if, department heads unfortunately had not availed themselves, but they certainly made every effort and I think went above and beyond to provide implementation, training, answer questions, develop custom modules, et cetera.
So two things came up from this conversation, I think. I'm just going to summarize just from my perspective. One is I'm absolutely for new technology, forward-looking, better products, go for the transparency. I think that is the key. That should be the key that's should be driving every technology enhancement. We should be increasing transparency, what's happening inside our government to the residents. That's number one. And if Copilot is doing that, it sounds like there is resistance. It ended up saying lots of kudos to department heads as well, because they are the ones who are doing most of the work. So that's great. The other part of it, which you can probably sense from this conversation, that it's not very crystal clear to the council, to the governing body, that what and why are we continuing to do that. So I think that transparency is probably required. That probably is a lesson takeaway, I would think, so that the governing body is more aware as well, and so that we can relay that. The idea for all of us is really what? That if it is client-facing, meaning if it is resident-facing, we are the ones who are reaching out to residents, and we can help usage, add usage of Copilot if there is a portal to it. So that's the reason I'm talking about of adding transparency internally as well. Understood. Thank you.
Okay. Any other comments? Can I have a motion to approve resolution number 26-116?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Okay. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Meinhardt?
No.
Anthony?
Yes.
Viera?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Buntani?
Yes.
Mayor Klein?
Yes. We now come to public portion on any subject with a time limit of 3 minutes. May I have a motion to open public portion on any subject?
I'll make that motion.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, meeting's now opened on any subject with a 3-minute time limit. Residents may come to the microphone. Please state your name and whether you live in town.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ricky Bagoli, Wilshire Drive in Livingston. I am here on behalf of the Assemblywoman from LD 27, Rosie Bagoli, with an announcement. She just wanted to let everyone know that there will be a tax assistance info session that's being held at the Livingston Community Center on March 3rd, 11 a.m. I think it was postponed from the bad weather, so we have a new date for it. It's going to be in conjunction with the Livingston Old Guard and the AARP for their tax assistance program, and it's open to the public for assistance for getting your taxes done.
Thank you, Ricky. I hope lots of residents can avail themselves of that. Any other speakers?
This way, I'm not that tall. Good evening, Town Council and Mayor and Deputy Mayor. My name is Barbara Sachs. I'm the President of Arts Council of Livingston. And primarily, I wanted to come tonight to thank all of you for the support that you have given us over the years. If it wasn't for the Livingston Town Council, Mayor, we would not be in the position where we are. We really appreciate you coming to our events, our art shows, specifically the newest property that we have at 240 East Northfield Avenue, the old Lacari Farm, that has turned into our newest gallery. We've had a lot of successes with that. We've been glad to see a lot of you there. And without your help and support, we would not be able to have that. Specifically, I would like to thank Town Councilman Michael Vieira as our liaison for this year and many years. He has helped us in so many ways and has always been by our side and has always been reachable. But beyond that, there is another person who is very supportive of our group and of all of the arts in Livingston, and that is Adam Lerner. He has been offering suggestions to us for things that we could do. As a matter of fact, last June, he asked us if we would like to have June as the month for art at the Oval. He listens to our concerns. He is always available to us for meetings. He brings so much energy to our group because he knows that it's not just about Arts Council. It's about bringing art to the community because that's what Livingston is all about. People move here for the education, but they move here for the arts and the culture as well. Adam understands that, just like Michael Vieira does. And as Arts Council, we are very, very appreciative of what these individuals have done to support us. And knowing other arts councils near us, they don't have the support that we have. And when they ask us, well, what do you need? We kind of need the Livingston Town Council and somebody named Adam. So thank you so much for what you've done. We hope you continue to come to our events. We always enjoy seeing you and the support that you've given us. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Barbara.
Hugh Mahan, 29 Carney Terrace, member of Arts Council. You know, I too want to reiterate what Barbara has said, to thank all the people at the whole dais for supporting us, both spiritually and now with a space to show artwork. I say spiritually because our junk lived next to Mikey Sherrill's office for about 4 years, and finally it found a home. Now that we've reestablished after 4 years upstairs in the closet, we are now just starting to get a foothold. Yesterday we had a poetry reading, and we're going to have continued events along those lines. Now that we have a place we've established and expanded into more of the arts. If you get a chance, drive over. Kids have built a snow wall over there that is absolutely the wonderful Courier and Ives version of a Lego wall. It's just outstanding. And I hear what you fellows do every session that you meet. I hear all the decisions you have to make. I hear the pile of complaints and the piles of accolades that you receive. But when we reach out as a group, we reach out to someone who is going to respond to us. And when you reach out to people who are as busy as the council, it's not that we don't get response, because I do get responses, and I have most immediately. But when you need something yesterday, we were reaching out to Adam Lerner. And Adam has been a friend to us through the auspices of Michael Vieira. And I do believe that having that kind of reachable, attainable person, mid-range person, always aids to expand the culture in town. I know that things and decisions are made, you know, through committee, but being able to sit and talk with somebody who is of like mind, who we dream along the same wavelength. So I do appreciate everything that the administrative body in total has done for the Arts Council, and I want to be able to expand what's going on the Licari property, and more trees.
Thank you, Hugh.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Caroline Puma, Livingston resident as well.
Hi, my name is Laura Tamayo, resident too, and we're part of Sazon Committee. And first of all, we want to say thank you so much for always participating in all our events, for coming and supporting us. Recently, we have Sazon Zumbaton, which was a fundraising event, and gratefully and happily it was a success. Thank you so much for participating, for sharing all that with the entire community. And we need to also appreciate the entire community of Livingston for coming together in a very cold day, but they were there to support us. And we always do all this with a lot of heart and putting all our efforts and work together as a team to bring a very nice very nice festival in September for the entire community of Livingston. And also we want to appreciate Adam Lerner for always supporting us and working with us and helping us on this event. Thank you so much.
No, absolutely. On behalf of Sazón, thank you to the mayor, to the councilmen that have always supported us, but the special thanks to Adam. He has always been there, and we really appreciate that you always make time for us. You help us to fix our budget, to get our dates ready, and I truly believe, and we're very thankful for your professionalism, your responsiveness, for being so friendly with the community, with the culture that we wanted to bring to Livingston. So thank you, and we really need you there and your support, and thank you to everybody as well.
And thank you very much to the township and to the entire community and mayor and deputy mayor and all council members for always being there for Sazón. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, ladies.
That was a truly amazing event, by the way. That was so much fun.
All right, Mayor, I won't take much of your time this time, but Councilman Ed, I know we were doing our exchange. I told you that the prices were set in tariff. By the way, if you're cooling your house and your consumption in 2005 was, say, 205 megawatt hours, and then in 2026 it goes up to 250 megawatt hours, yes, your delivery price will go up. So I just wanted to make that clear.
I appreciate that. Just that the number, my usage has gone down and my prices keep going up.
Yeah, and I was surprised as well that delivery don't go up, but it sounds like delivery does go up.
No, so delivery goes up based on consumption. So it's based on how much you use. So if you use less than the year before, delivery should go down. If you use more, delivery should go up. But again, where you're seeing the biggest price increase is on the supply side. Again, delivery is, in 1999, we signed the Electric Discount and Competition Act in New Jersey, signed under Governor Christie Whitman. And based on that, we were no longer allowed to be vertically integrated. You had to spin off your generation assets, and you had to spin off your transmission assets. And all we were responsible for are the poles and the transformers and the substations going down the roadway. So, and with that, I just wanted to also mention real quick that the Livingston substation is done. It's up and running, it's energized. And so if anybody on the council, any one of you guys would want to take a look at the Livingston substation right there by 280, just let me know and I can arrange that so you can go in and see. And again, it's been great working in Livingston. Thank you, Barry. Thank you, Adam, for everything that you've done for us.
Mayor, can I say one thing? I just want to thank you very much, because when you're the mayor, you always have direct correspondence and connection with you. And you always respond right away. So I want to thank you on behalf of all the residents of Livingston as well, because whenever we need you, you're always there. Right. And so I can tell you, I think we all speak for this entire council, that we appreciate everything that you do, not for this council, but for all 32,000 residents, at least the ones who use PSE&G. So thank you very much.
Right, and so Mayor, I haven't seen the new ordinance yet, but I know I'll see the new ordinance and I'll be hitting my head against the wall, but it's okay. I'm hoping that Barry and Adam can help me to climb out from under the rock.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing lots of you in March.
Everton, I would like to just take you up on that offer of the tour.
Yes.
So I'll call you during the week.
Okay, please do. Thank you.
Thank you, Everton.
Hello, everybody. Tim Foley, resident for over 54 years, fourth generation in town. You know, I'm not here very often complaining or wanting something to be looked at or something to be done. But please explain to me why you are trying to eliminate the assistant manager position. Adam has done a lot of things for this town in the short amount of time he's been here. Spoke to a few of you the other day, just really quick, and the one thing was being top-heavy. There are so many departments in this town that are top-heavy. If you want to talk about it, closed session with me, that's fine, but I'm not going to bring up the other departments that I think that are top-heavy. In the short few years that Adam's been here, and the meetings that I've been at, I've heard praises on what Adam has done for the town. And you're trying to eliminate his position. Don't get it. There's other positions that actually you can try to get rid of. One, I know a lot of people in town, everybody talks, and I hear a lot of things. Like I said, I've been around here for over 50 years. I'm part of a lot of organizations. I've volunteered with you. Sorry, I haven't done anything with you, Sean. But 4 out of the 5 of you, I volunteered with you. So you know I am around town and what I do for the town, You're
Mrs. Santa Claus for us, absolutely.
So, but the problem that I see is, why are department heads running to the 5 of you complaining? If anybody, those heads should be going to Barry. First off, that's it, Barry. Barry's the one, you guys control and hire and fire the town manager. Anybody below the town manager is the town manager's problem or issue. So these heads are crybabies that are coming to you to try to get rid of somebody. That's uncalled for. So those people should be reprimanded. This is how I feel. It's my opinion. See, I wrote stuff down. Usually I never write stuff down. I don't know Adam that well, like he's only been here for a few years, but every time I've dealt with Adam, he's been a gentleman, and he's gotten stuff done. Like I said, every meeting that I'm here, and I'm not here that often, I hear praises about Adam. Great job to get that project done.
Mayor.
Can I just have 1 more minute? Like I said, all the praises, just like the last meeting, he got the internet working in the community center. Again, and then all these other people, everybody that's been up here has been praising Adam. And you're going to try to eliminate his job? I think it's wrong. I think it's the back door way of getting rid of somebody, and I think you're all wrong. I know a couple of you are, we've spoken, but at least 3, I believe, are trying to get rid of him, and it's not right. So please rethink this, and Adam, the township employees also have your back, because I talked to them. They don't want to come up here because they're afraid of losing their job. So you have employees in this township that back you also.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tim.
Good evening, everybody. Rob Kuntz, Longacre Drive. I've shockingly realized I've been here 20 years. Just want to thank you all for your support for this tree ordinance. It's evolved over the years, of course. More importantly, Deputy Butani for his time and listening. Simple conversation over a cup of coffee goes a long way. But I think something's missing, and I don't know the details of what you're changing on this ordinance. So I'd like to put more time into it if I can. But I feel that the developers and the development in this town has evolved, of course, over the years. 20 years ago, we were talking about McMansion laws, but now we're not even worried about the size of the houses, the footprint. I'm hoping all the variances are getting approved, but I think the tree ordinance has to show a before and after on the development project, regardless if it's commercial or residential. I don't think we have an acute number of what trees are on a given property. Marty quickly responded to me, thankfully, from the building department when I pointed out a road on Elwood Avenue. They actually cut down town trees on the easement of the corner house. So I don't think in that process of getting permits or variants or whatever, we're getting an acute, or an inventory number of what trees are there before construction. And that would hold the builder or developer more accountable. That's, where I don't know where all that is in this process of changing the ordinance. And the other thing I want to say is thank you to the mayor, deputy mayor, and my recent correspondence with you guys with Harrison School. We're clearly having some challenges in the neighboring back streets, and it turns out it's because the school has changed the drop-off and pickup routine that used to go on the property itself. I promise I've sent enough emails and pictures. I think you get the point. Would like to also thank the police chief and Livingston Police Department. They've made an initial attempt, and hopefully we can get to a better resolution in the future. As I said earlier, this is an ongoing challenge every year. So thank you again for all your time and support.
So, Rob, we actually discussed this again with there was a 2-on-2 meeting with the Board of Ed, and I think, Barry, you said we'll try to, part of the reason is that, or part of the difficulty is some of the snow that, of course, is not melting, is not quite up to the curb, and so we're going to try to get people back out there. And then also there was discussion about having, certainly during drop-off time and pickup to have a little bit more, if police are not covering it every day until the snow is gone, then certainly they should. This came up last year to a significant extent, and there were people here on the council that worked on this, and we rearranged the traffic flow, and I think things were working better for a while. I think this storm has really set us back.
Okay, I mean
that's been my impression from.
It's a half hour in the morning and a half hour in the day.
Yeah.
I'm right now working remotely, so I see it more than I have in the past.
It was working better until the storm hit. Barry, do you agree with that?
Last year, because of the drop-off, people were allowed to park on both sides of the street, which essentially narrowed it down to one lane.
Yes.
So you got cars going. So we did last year, we eliminated parking on one side of the street. And so that seemed to work until now the snow's
Well, now they're getting creative,
That's back down to one lane, so.
So we're going to try to, see what we can do in terms of clearing out a little bit more snow there. Barry, can you just respond to Rob's, and thank you very much for all your feedback for us. About the trees. So, can you talk about that?
I want to know about
I'd like
that
to understand
just
where we
briefly.
are in terms of, when you see property, you see a tree plan when on a lot of these things that are submitted. I guess your point is that, where the trees going to be planted, we should be saying, this is where the trees are going to be planted at the, once construction's finished?
And once
No, I want to know, they shouldn't, the town should know what trees are there now.
Yeah.
Right, so.
Because I think the developers are abusing
Yes.
cutting down the trees.
Yeah, no,
Barry, is there something
the
we could
tree
do about
removal
that?
permit in the code, and I'm happy to send you the whole ordinance, and I can even, by all means, call me, we can discuss the change we're implementing. And I pulled it up while we were sitting here, because you said it specifically requires, a tree removal permit requires a tree inventory plan showing all trees on the site, their species, size, condition, and location, and indicating those that the applicant wishes to remove. So that they are required up front. Now, whether they're doing something beforehand, I don't know if you're suggesting they're cut first and then apply, I don't know.
It seems that way.
Okay.
I mean, just.
Well, we'll definitely have to crack down on that more.
It's complete chaos that they wipe out an entire property of trees that we can't replace. I mean, these are 200-year-old trees in some parts of the neighborhood.
And the shades that you mentioned, Rob.
Right, and everyone's complaining about their energy bills. Without shade on your property, your electricity is going up to cool the house.
Even the
during
quality
summer.
of life walking in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
We need to just stick to time limits a
I'm
little bit more.
sorry.
Yeah,
And
that's
one
right,
last
but-
thing, I still want to follow up on the Shade Tree Commission that we used to have participation in. It doesn't seem like we're doing that anymore.
Yeah. Let's work on that. We'll talk about that in the conference.
Thank you very much for your time.
Can I just talk
Appreciate
about the ordinance? I'm sorry, can I ask one question about the ordinance, the tree ordinance? So what happens in a situation like we have on Eisenhower Parkway, where the trees were cut down 3, maybe 4 years ago, complete forest, 3-4 years ago, and obviously there's no building, there's no construction, there's no going on. Are we able now with this new thing we just passed, find the developer?
So They would have presumably gotten their tree removal permit in connection with the, I don't know if it was with the planning board application or prior to that. That would have required a tree replacement plan. Clearly, they've not replaced any trees on site. I don't know if that's waiting until they actually do the development. I can look into that.
Can we add-
I
can-
hope they certainly didn't just forfeit the deposit, which is the evil we're trying to cure now, because it became more expedient just to forfeit the deposit than actually plant the trees. But I will definitely look into that property. I think that's a very good example.
Can we, maybe change the ordinance a little bit so they're
I
not
agree with that.
grandfathered in?
I agree with that.
I don't think you can do that.
Well, I'll also add, I think I like the idea, I'll also add, Barry, the inventory that Rob mentioned. Every building permit, why don't we take the inventory of what we have before we issue a permit? And before any trees is gotten down. So at least the ones that we know, rather than boiling the ocean, at least the ones that are undergoing the revamp of the property, we know what was there.
Yeah, and I think, and I will certainly talk to the construction official about the timing of, because it is a concern, do they come in and get building permits before they file for their tree removal permit? And then are they doing things so that the inventory they're submitting is after they've already removed trees or something? So I think it's a point well taken that we got to ensure that we're getting that inventory at the very beginning.
And also, Barry, that will be especially important when the price of cutting trees down becomes more expensive.
Right.
Because they're going to try to
They need more
avoid it.
motivation
Now-
to avoid.
Right, that's right. So the other important point is that the ordinance that we passed tonight regarding this said that we would set the tree price by resolution. Carolyn, can we please have that on for the next agenda, that we will talk about price per tree at the next meeting, so we can get that resolution done? Because otherwise, more sand's going to fall between our fingers, so to speak. We got to get that done.
Yep, and I think it also means, Mayor, just one other quick 30 seconds, is that all of these suggestions, I think in the final reading, let's have that on the ordinance, so that in the final reading, whatever needs to go on the ordinance, should be on the ordinance, and then rest is resolution. Yep, thank you, Barry.
Yes.
Hi, Martha Ackerman, 80 Springbrook Road. 20 years ago, actually, first of all, I want, as a member of the Unico Citizen of the Year Committee, I'd like to formally invite you when we honor Chief Gary Marshutz as Citizen of the Year on April 26th. It will be announced this week. I'm not a Unico member, although I really wish I was Italian. But I'm part of the committee, so we're excited to be doing that. Second of all, 20 years ago, we came to the town council, Fatima Calcato and myself, and the town council has supported Children's Theater of Livingston for 20 years, and we are so appreciative that you've sat through our very little kids singing and dancing and having a grand old time. And coincidentally, at the same time, Hugh Mahan was, I hope he's still here, was involved in that creation, and we'd like to thank you on behalf of Children's Theater of Livingston. But at the same time, something much more important was happening, and it was working together with Alan Karpus for us to form HCHY. During the 20 years of HCHY's development, and we now have 8 organizations that fall under our umbrella, Livingston Neighbors Helping Neighbors, which you have been tremendously supportive of, has been building and growing. As a matter of fact, today we just dropped off 700 cans from Burnett Hill from their Super Bowl, get it, Super Bowl, collection. And we know that at any given time, when we need reaction and involvement, we can always count on the town council and Adam, who calls us at very odd times of the day to tell us that the refrigerator may have broken in the pantry and that there's a terrible smell in town hall, and what can you do? And I'm like, well, Alan said, Martha, what can we do? I said, well, I'm driving home from Michigan. But Adam took care of it. That type of receptiveness, that type of immediate response is what this town needs. And I have been very disheartened to hear that there is a consideration of removing him from the position and removing the position altogether. He's brought technology to us. He's always at our events, and you all know that I'm involved in a couple things in town. We can always count on him. So I'd like to thank the town council for always being there to support us, Children's Theater of Livingston, HCHY, Livingston Neighbors Helping Neighbors, and of course, the Arts Council, which the Children's Theater of Livingston is part of. Please, please take into consideration what his contribution has been in his short time that he's been here. Our groups are extremely appreciative of your responsiveness and how much you care. Thank you.
Thank you for all the things you do in town, Martha.
You're welcome. You're not going to speak.
You're welcome to, Bill. All right. Oh, he is. Okay, here we go.
Bill Luckby, 80 Springbrook Road. As you can see, I sit in a very big shadow. I was listening to this tree ordinance thing, and it sounds like, yeah, you can cut down the trees, you can build your stuff, and sooner or later you might plant a couple of trees. How about something in the ordinance that says from the time you chop that tree down, you pay a monthly fee until it's replaced to encourage the prompt replacement, not 4 years down the road. Just some kind of impetus that there's an ongoing cost to not planting those trees.
Thank you for the suggestion, yeah.
Love the engagement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, seeing no other speakers, can I have a...
Mayor, may I make a comment?
Of course.
Thank you. I wasn't quite sure if I was going to say anything this evening, but I did write it down because I wasn't quite sure if I was going to say anything, Councilman Anthony. But, and I'm going to repeat myself in the future weeks and go further into detail when this council formally presents an already prepared ordinance eliminating Mr. Lerner's job title, an action that would effectively leave him out of a job and, in my view, overstep our council's authority by terminating a town employee. That authority does not rest with us council members. I've made no secret on how strongly I support our Assistant Town Manager, Adam Lerner. Many of the positive changes this town has experienced in recent years bear Adam's fingerprints. His dedication, his professionalism have made real differences in Livingston. Okay. I do not stand with my colleagues in their decision to eliminate Adam Lerner's position. I encourage our residents to continue to call, email, and text politely, of course, and let the council members know how wrong that decision is. And to anyone who has suggested privately or otherwise that I am on a mission to save Adam, let me be very clear. I am. This is real life. His name is Adam Lerner. He has a young son named Dylan. He's a family man. He's a hardworking, dedicated employee who has served this town with integrity and has made positive impacts. And yes, I am doing my best to save Adam Lerner from what I believe is a wrongful act. Thank you.
All right, we are now going to move to reports of township officials.
Mayor, may I make a motion to close the public hearing?
Oh, thank you, please. A second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we're going to now move along to reports of township officials. Township Manager Barry Lewis.
Nothing other than we addressed it the last, but again, a big shout out to DPW for the original snowstorm, their continuing efforts, and for stepping up this weekend when we had trees down that knocked powers out. They rose to the occasion together with Jen Walker and got the community center open as a warming shelter, so kudos to them. Thank you.
Thank you. Deputy Township Manager Russ Jones.
Nothing for tonight, Mayor. Thank you.
All right, Assistant Township Manager Adam Lerner.
Just want to say thank you for all the kind words. People came out, and I appreciate everything. It definitely warms my heart. Thank you. On another note, the Veteran Banners application is open. It is open for one more week. This is the extension because of the success that we had the first round. So we have opened it up for a 2-week period. We've received a lot of applications, but that will close on Friday for the next, that will go in this 2-year period.
Thank you, Adam.
Mayor, if I can, I have a quick question on that program. So first of all, that's a great program. I agree. Let's have all the veterans' applications come in, and amazingly proud that we on the council are able to move on that, and that program is really effective. A quick question, Adam. I got a feedback that several of those signs along Livingston Avenue, they are facing the Livingston Avenue. It should be facing diagonally, meaning it should be like, you know, as you walk, you should be able to see it. So I'm not sure if there is any quality check we do when we put those signs back up.
So they've had to adjust some of the signs because the size or the height of our poles, some of them impede the sidewalk, which then blocks the ADA standards for pedestrians going down that sidewalk. So some of them had to be turned along the street to accommodate, they cannot block traffic and they cannot block a pedestrian.
And they're not going to go up, they're not going to go up in the height, they're going to remain like this? Is that the expectation?
They're at the very top, unfortunately. As we expand, we can maybe adjust where we put the poles as we kind of expand down further as we kind of continue, and we might be able to make those adjustments. But it's really working with our Public Works Department, but we can definitely look into those things.
And last time when we put it up, we didn't have that consideration because they were differently applied there.
We haven't had this many banners up, and so that's one of the reasons why you're seeing some of them having to be turned, because we receive complaints on the sidewalk.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, Carolyn? Sorry, I
Nothing
didn't
from
mean
me
to
tonight,
shock you.
Mayor, sorry.
No report tonight, Mayor.
Okay. Ann?
I have something, thank you, Mayor. We put something on the website about the water bills being late, being mailed out. We think we fixed it. There was something wrong with the program and the paper that goes through the printer and the printer. So I have to thank Stephen back there and Viva and Xerox and Edmunds, and we managed to get it to work today, but they're going to be 2 weeks late. But the due date's going to be 30 days later, 30 days like normal, as of the date of the billing. So in case you hear anything, that's exactly what happened. And on another note, I encourage the residents to go online more often. I had a woman come to our office, we get complaints all the time, but I had to sit with her. She was elderly, I guess, and doesn't know how to get into the computers and things. And her water bill got there. It was mailed on December 16th, and she got it last week. So I don't have a solution per se. I have been in touch with her, and we're talking about how she can get rebates and kind of anchor programs and things. But I'm open to suggestions on how to help these people, but I asked her to call our office, in a few months. But just in case you hear that, she did pay the interest of 70 cents, but because we really can't waive that. Just in case you hear anything, we're trying to resolve all that. But thank you.
Mayor, one other that I forgot, and until she said it, I do want to recognize also Carolyn and her whole team for the special election that was held. Another great job. They had student poll workers who are always so great to see out here. Did a great job, and she's going to be in for 4 elections this year. Yes. So great job.
And Ann Cucci.
Ann and Carolyn, the whole day.
I also, Jared, there was that comment, question from from a previous resident who had come in to ask about us checking ordinances for displays and for political protest. And if you could just take a minute to respond, because I know that she was interested in getting an answer to that.
Today. I spoke to her, and I'm going to send her some stuff. She gave me her email address.
I just want to also just say to her that we said it from the dais because she's looking for answers, and I know that Jared had some information to share with her.
Sure, thank you, Mayor. I don't know if we were waiting for Jean to come, but I'm happy to give the
She was going to
statement
come, but
tonight.
she's not here, so.
But I'm sure
yeah.
I'm going to have to repeat it when she comes in the future. By way of background, I serve the municipal attorney not only in Livingston, but also in Milburn, North Caldwell, Morris Township. In response to the questions that Jean raised, or the resident raised, I've not only reviewed the municipalities which I serve as municipal attorney, but several municipalities that are adjacent to Livingston and near Livingston, including West Orange, West Caldwell, Roseland, Florham Park, Springfield, and East Hanover. And I could repeat those, or I could put those in writing to her. But I think what's important is when we're talking about the right to protest, it's a constitutional right, the right to assembly. So when our permit, and I just wanted to give everyone the background on legally what a municipality could do to restrict protests. So what I found is when permits requirements are constitutionally permissible, First off, it's very important that any restriction be content and viewpoint neutral. So we can't limit, for example, pro-one country demonstrations while not allowing other country demonstrations. So it must be viewpoint neutral. We can regulate time, place, and manner, but not message. And any of those regulations must be narrowly tailored to serve a significant government interest. And this is because it's such an important fundamental right in the Constitution that any restrictions we place on it must be narrowly tailored. So in doing so, we'd have to, lay out our clear objective standards. So I think one of the issues was, fees and costs. So what that's called is a heckler's veto. When public entities and municipalities make the costs too high for demonstrations, it's considered a limitation. So you can have an administrative fee, but most don't, because it's just such a slippery slope and such a hard, you leave yourself open to litigation, that you're putting a cost on to try to quell whether or not, people can come out and protest or assemble or be heard. For example, Supreme Court has had various cases in which they've struck down fees as being unconstitutional. The typical restrictions that the Supreme Court has found to be constitutional are safety-based, and it's typically based on crowd size and capacity, and regulations on storage. Unconstitutional restrictions have been found to be pricing is a big one, charging more because of a counter-protest, which I think is very relevant to Livingston. We've had some protests, and charging because we know there's going to be a counter-protest when you protest has specifically been found to be unconstitutional by the Supreme Court. And also mandatory permits for small spontaneous sidewalk protests where there's no closures involved has also been found to be unconstitutional. So in my review of the municipalities, only West Orange and West Caldwell have adopted ordinance that specifically relate to demonstrations. And they pretty much mirror what Livingston does without those ordinances in place. Milburn, Morris Township, Roseland, Florham Park, and East Hanover, they do not have a protest-specific permitting ordinance like Livingston does. Instead, they regulate the larger, more complex gatherings like Livingston does. So, it's based on size, and, if they can't, protest or gather where they want to, we have to find another location, all the things that Livingston does. So what I have found is, despite the fact that West Orange and West Caldwell do have ordinances in all the towns, substantively, we do the same as our neighbors, and I think that everything we do is constitutional. And I believe, charging fees, charging because there's counter-protests will leave us, at risk of litigation.
And there's no towns around us or that you've heard of where if there are protests with certain flags of certain countries that you could mandate that other flags of other countries are brought as well?
So, Mayor, I would say that would be strictly prohibitive.
Okay.
They must be, I know we're making a joke, but it must be content neutral. And I just want Gene to know that we've done our research and, through Barry and, his administration always does a great job, and our police chief and our police have done an outstanding job in everything they've done, and I believe all actions taken by the township have been constitutional and protecting those rights of the residents to assemble.
And one other just additional point, I certainly defer to counsel, but I would think he would agree. One question the resident also raised was, even assuming we had some fee that was actually defensible, we can't differentiate between residents and non-residents. She wanted us to only charge non-residents, and I defer to Mr. Cantor, but
So the sidewalks in the streets are public streets. They're not Livingston resident public streets, so they're open to the public.
Listen, Barry and Jared, thank you very much for the work and time and effort. I think it just shows that when residents come here and are asking questions and want answers, we're going to do the best we can to do that. And Gene will probably be stopping by to get those answers again. But but I just wanted to be clear that we're not going to avoid answering tough questions that she might have, and that goes for everybody else as well. We are now going to go to council comments. Councilman Anthony will be giving the council
Thank you,
report
Mayor.
tonight.
Appreciate it. I just want to say thank you, Carolyn, for a great job on primary day. And my daughter Belle is here. You may have a potential worker with you, so I'll have you speak with her. But it was a great job, as usual, seamless, and you got 4 of them this year. It's crazy. Okay, so the last few weeks, we had the Chinese Festival. It's the Year of the Fire Horse, a beautiful festival over at the gym at LHS. It was actually 2 parts this year. The show was about a week earlier, and the mayor's son emceed it and spoke Chinese, and very nice. Bella, you know Jack. He's a superstar, right? So they then had the Chinese festival on the 6th, and that was just a great, I don't know if it's thousands or a couple thousand people. There's the usual games, prizes, food, shows, just a tremendous job put on by the Livingston Chinese School, the Hawasha Chinese School, the Livingstone Christian Church, the Livingston Chinese Association, LCA, and then a committee of that, Livingston Chinese Culture Day Committee, LCCD, as well as LHS, the World Language Department. So another great job, and we look forward to the Year of the Horse. We then had, a couple days before that, we had on February 1st, we're celebrating Black History Month. We have the banner hanging up on the corner of Northfield and South Livingston. We also had, on the same day, the 4 Chaplains ceremony, which is a beautiful ceremony. If you've never caught it, maybe you catch it next year. It's always in February because it celebrates the Dorchester going down on February 3rd, and 4 chaplains giving up their life jackets from different faiths, and so other people could survive. And it's just a beautiful ceremony put on by our veterans. We also had the YMCA had a kickoff fundraiser that was at the Hanover Manor, and as you can see the progress going up there. They're still scheduled for a December ribbon cutting, the 8th, December 8th? 15th. Okay, so there you go. He said, Rick Goreb said they're still on schedule there. So that's good news. We are celebrating American Heart Month. There's literature out here. There was a Go Red. There was a photo the other day. Jessica Kelly does a real nice job there, as well as everyone at Town Hall. That you could get literature still on heart disease. There was blood pressure screenings that day. As there was also on Sunday, yesterday, the Sanskriti Heritage Day. The Sanskriti School Heritage Day, and again, there was shows, there was the kids performing. They're just amazing. They get up on stage, and they put on a really nice show, and there's a lot of colors, and speaking the language, yes, and there was Shiv's Third Eye. That was on, I think it was the same day. Was it February 1st? February 1st? Thank you, Caden. And always a beautiful event run, by Shopo. Did Shopo run? Yeah, yeah, there you go. Just a great job by her. Let's see. We have, I think the next meeting's on 3/16. We have the Ramadan crescent lighting. I'm sorry. Is it 2/24? Okay, so up to 2/24, you're right, because I only have one thing before the next one, is the Ramadan crescent lighting, and that's at 5 p.m. At the community center, so that would be this Friday. I think that's it.
Thank you, Councilman Anthony.
All right, my voice is back.
Yes, he's got it back. Terrific. I miss those dulcet tones. All right. I'm just going to give a few mayoral hats off to, we got a letter to address to me, but I think also to the council from Bradley Lieberman in particular, wrote a beautiful letter, and he was recognized by, he's coming out from the Mount Pleasant Middle School, and was recognized by Principal Leary, sending the letter for, it recognized the importance of MLK Day and all the projects that he had been involved with, and he wrote to the government to explain what he had done, and that he wanted to thank us for all the work that we do. They took, everyone stole my hats off to Carolyn for the work. There were a lot of people who were doing a lot of electioneering, and it was a very messy election day. This was not a run-of-the-mill day. It was busy and messy. And thank you for the great job that you did with all that. Hats off to the ice skaters who were out on, first of all, to our DPW for making sure that ice skating was available. But hats off to the ice skaters in 10 degrees who are doing twirls and playing hockey, and that's just fantastic. And right now, do we have a projected date for when the ice skating is going to be around till?
Every day, but it's still, even though we're going to get, quote, warmer, we're still in the very low 30s.
It's still below
and very
32
low
for a
at
lot of
night.
it, yeah.
So I think we could have a good run here.
So ice skating is still open, right? So if you have ice skates at home, come on out. It's really, really fun to watch everyone making circles and all the rest of it. And then the last hats off is again to Livingston Police Department. When you hear those statistics at the great work that they're doing over the last couple of years, that crimes are down 70 and 80% across all these categories, it is really, you really feel when you're reading the Tribune, for example, that the front page is not, the latest crime story. Livingston feels different right now. It feels better. I think the steps that this council has taken and the work that the police have done has really made a difference. So hats off to the LPD. This is our adjournment.
Mayor, I'm
Yes.
so sorry. I'm
No,
so sorry.
go ahead, Deputy
Something
Mayor.
was bothering me, and I thought one of our managers will mention this, but it just occurred to me here that there is a very important meeting inviting residents for Safe Routes to School grant program. And we are inviting everybody to come participate. Can you expand on that, Barry? I thought one of you will mention that.
Yeah, no, my oversight. The Safe Roads to School grant program, we were awarded $500,000 in grant funding. The project will install new concrete sidewalks on both sides of Northfield from the intersection with South Livingston Avenue all the way to the Circle, and we'll also go down Hillside to Foxcroft, which will provide tremendous connectivity. And this public hearing welcomes the public, invites them to come learn more about the project, ask any questions, and understand it. But it's an exciting project. It's the first major one in an ongoing commitment to improve pedestrian and bicycle safety around town.
Yeah, well said. Thanks for remembering to include that. Good, that should be a very exciting meeting. I mean, one of the first things everyone says is, they talk about the roads and they talk about the sidewalks, and this is some of the busiest sidewalks we have in town, and it's going to be great that they're going to be reassessed and fixed. So we're adjourning. We're going back into the conference meeting, which will also have a closed session. Do you want to speak about?
So the only further action that the council will be taking is we'll be passing a resolution to go back into closed session at the conclusion of our conference meeting for a personnel matter.
Good night, everybody.